just want to go ahead and jump in once again. My name is Maureen from His Girls Science, and I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Today is going to be a 1 hour crafting that we're going to get together here. This episode is going to be streaming right into Craft on the Clock, and today is Monday. Um, I was going to say November. Oh dear. December 29, 2025. And we are the last Monday here of 2025. So I hope that you could make time to join me for a little bit and say hello in the comments. I see my friend Lori. I see my friend Deb. And from Taylor by Deb. And thank you so much. Happy New Year to you guys. Happy belated Christmas if I haven't said that to you, and or Happy New Year if obviously that's the next holiday that we're about to approach. So thank you for sprinkling, Debbie. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go ahead and talk. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and we'll go ahead and chit chat about that in just a minute. But before that, just want to let you know in the comments, you're going to find, hold on a second. In the comments, you're going to find the link. Oh, this is backwards. I didn't realize it. Oh, it's not backwards. No, so it goes. Okay. Um, in the comments, you're going to find the links to the rest of my social media pages. So whether you're watching me right now live on Facebook or you watch me live right now on YouTube, I'm also want to let you know that in the description below, you're going to find the links to TikTok and you're going to find the links to Instagram, which you could also find me in. So we'd love to connect with you, and it's fun to build kind of like a digital fun community. All right, I'm gonna put my drink over here, make sure that I don't spill that. All right, so now that we're ready, hello Miss Amanda, how are you? Now that we are ready, or that I'm ready, I'm gonna tell you what we're doing today. Today I'm going to spend the next 55 minutes of our time, hi friend, and I'm going to be doing something that I have never done before. Honestly, I have never done this before. I always wanted, do you remember all when there was that, what is it, bursting canvas? It was a bursting canvas. It was smash canvas. No, it was not a smash canvas. I think it was like a bursting canvas. Do you all remember that? Hi, friend Cheryl and Miss Georgianne. How are you? Thank you so much for joining today. Do you remember that? Was it a bursting canvas? Is that what it used to be called? Bursting canvas? Well, remember that it used to be a whole big, thanks for sprinkling, friend. It used to be a big, trend going on in the crafting world that almost everybody, it must have been at least a full year ago. Well, I never jumped on that bandwagon, never did, and to this day I have not done any one of those crafts. So I decided that instead of doing God like I want to say that it's called a bursting canvas. Instead of doing like a bursting canvas, I want to do it with a can. Can I do it? Pun intended. Well, that's what we're going to do. So I went ahead and I rinsed out a can, and this is a regular 16-ounce can, and I went ahead and did the cutting. The can opener that we have, it removes that rim right here. So my can does not have that rim that usually has. So I have to be careful because it does leave a little bit of a sharp edge. So let's go ahead and work on that. And for that, I'm going to be using my different types of papers. And give me 1 second because I put like everything on top of here, but this basket gets heavy. Okay. So I have these papers and I wanted to use this for this. And one of the, we're going to be needing two kinds of paper. You are welcome to paint it, but we do need to make the effect of the burst canvas. Yeah, can. All right, so that will be one of them. So I'm looking for something that is going to be having kind of like, I want something a little bit, we're gonna make it look a little vintagey. So I want something to look a little bit kind of like writing. Okay, so for that I have several different ones, and you just got to make sure that it kind of completely around. So what about when we go for this one and that goes perfectly around? Okay, So now we're going to be picking something beautiful that goes on the outside. And being that, you know, we're here on the outside of Vacan, and we're getting close to 4th of July. I'm sorry, 4th of July. I'm looking at the papers on 4th of July, so forgive me. It is on 4th of July. Definitely not. It's going to be Valentine's Day. We're getting close to Valentine's Day. So I'm trying to pick something like that. And I may not have one like that. Maybe do I? So how was your Christmas, you guys? I love this thing. It is beautiful. So I don't know how that will look. It has the old world feel to it. It has some pinkish colors. I don't know. Trying to think outside of the box. We could also do it black and white. Oh, I think I got it. I think it's perfect. Okay, I think we got it. World is good. Okay, so I have some comments here, and because it is hard to see them on YouTube. Sophia, how are you? Sophia the first, how are you? Love the jewelry. Thank you so much. It is from Colombia, my birth country, my native country. So, all right. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to use this. Hold on. Okay. So I have decided. Look at these beautiful paper. We're going to make it look as if it was like flowers growing. See that? Okay. So we're going to use also the inside of this paper. So, all right, so let's get to work. First thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and get started on prepping the paper. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. The can, there's not much that we could do that we're going to do to it other than sanding it down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the reason we're going to sand it down is to help to adhere. You know Steven Craft Round the Clock? Oh. Well, I was supposed to be the 12 o'clock Eastern, which is, yeah, that's the time. All right. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead. You know what? I do have a lot of time. I have a hard time. I'm not kidding you. I get a hard time sometimes seeing who's live on Craft Round the Clock. Sometimes it gives me past people, but I have to go out and come in, so I could finally get to see who is live. But many times I don't really see who is live. So many times I catch is replays because I have a hard time with that. I don't know why. So Enrique Reyes, how are you? Thank you for being here. All right, so if this is your first time watching and you are on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button and to make sure that you get notified whenever I come on and come on live. Not only that, but as soon as I post new videos, you could also get them to your feed. And not only that, but you're also helping me grow this business, my page, my channel. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut just a little bit on the bottom part of this paper. And the reason why, and by the way, guys, did you see how I folded it? So I folded this way so that way I could know how to stay straight as I'm cutting a long piece of paper, being that I did not want to take out my cutter, which is actually next to me. So I'm going to I fold it this way so that I know where my edge, and that way I'm not going kind of wonkus on my paper. So to cut off the strip of that, and I'm going to go ahead and that way we could see a little bit more of the flowers. By the way, I did get this paper either Michael's or Joann's, one of those, and I know Joann's is no longer with us, the store. Thank you for subscribing. Yay! So we have we should have another follower on here, so thank you so much. Yes, so we have 405 followers, guys. I'm really trying to get in the last 3 days trying to get to 400 followers. That was my goal for 2000, or is my goal for 2025. So if you could help me get to any close to that number, I really truly appreciate it. All right, so now we're going to be gluing on here. But before that, I want to let you know this paper, we're going to fold it just like that. So I'm going to take a little piece from the top as well, and that is because it has the writing of where it came from. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that. I love doing paper crafts. They're so easy, budget friendly, forgiving, anything you want to say. It's wonderful things about paper crafting. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my glue stick from here. And what we're going to do is that I'm going to be folding it. This is going to be the bottom of the can. So I'm going to be folding it just this way. And that is so that way my paper, when I'm going to do the smash can, this is not smash, it's burst canvas. Am I getting saying it right, friends? I want to make sure that I am. So when I'm going to go ahead and do this, then I'm going to be able to have a double-sided paper, which is what I need, what is needed for this. I don't have a double-sided paper, so I'm going to go ahead and get my glue stick and glue my papers. And when you glue them, don't just glue the edges, but you're going to also glue the body, the main part of your paper. And that is because when you start cutting into it, if you cut, it's going to, at whatever point that you didn't glue it, it's going to come undone. All right. So how was your Christmas? You guys, I had a nice quiet Christmas. Enjoyed it. My kiddos this year, y'all, it kind of felt like I was a bookstore. Honestly, I was just busted canvas. Yes, it is a busted canvas. That's exactly what I mean. So I felt like I was restocking a bookstore, because my kids decided that they wanted a bunch of books, that they wanted this series of this and series of that. I mean, these books were big, and you know, they are pricey. But anyways, they really, I'm just glad that they're in the early 20s and they still love books as much as they do. All right. So now, this is going to be the one that I'm going to use for the outside. We already made it double-sided. I understand that the word's not upside down, but no worries, that's going to be taken care of its own. Now, did I lose my other paper? I probably did. Let me make sure. Oh, here it is. I put it up here. So we're going to do completely opposite on this other side. And it's also going to be the same writing, but it's going to be, now we're going to make the opposite. So we're going to go from light to darkness. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark my can, where my can more or less will be. Stop it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it just a little bit over. And the reason why I'm cutting also a little bit over is because we're going to be putting that in the inside. I wanted to kind of go a little bit fold it over into my inside. Now I'm going to also take care of the inside as well. And we're going to take care of the inside by cutting something that is slightly less. In other words, if the inside is, let's just say, if it's about 8 inches, I'm going to cut something that is about 7 inches for the inside. All right, so now it seems like I have all of my papers kind of prepped. So I'm going to start by by gluing the outside inner layer. So what I mean is that this is the layer that is going to be on the outside, but is going to be the inner layer of the busted canvas. So remember, it's not a busted canvas, but it's going to be a busted can. All right, so I see where it is here. And you, if you're using remnants of paper, you guys, that's wonderful. You don't have to cover the entire can for the inner layer. You're only going to need the part that is going to be showing the most. All right, so I'm going to now start doing some gluing onto here. And for this, I am going to use, goodness, I just got myself a new glue, but I haven't brought it in. I bought a new glue for the holidays, and it says that it's also for cans and metals and things like that. And I was really excited, but I don't think I probably have it in a bag next to me, that are things I brought from the outside of the house. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. So now, what I want to do, you guys, is that I want to make sure, because it has a writing, I want to make sure that the writing is correct, that it's facing the correct side. And not only that, but I'm going to make sure that I'm smoothing it out and staying aligned. So here it is. I see that. So I'm pressing it down into my table, and I'm aligning it so that the whole bottom part is covered. Okay? Hi, Totally Together Crafting by Brenda. I was just watching you. I was loving your stories. And when you were asking, I don't know what she's saying. You were saying, I don't know what's coming up next. I was getting ready, so I didn't type. But I was like, me. Oh, thank you. And I hope you get some sleep soon. I am also not a wonderful sleeper. I do get better. I am getting better with age, but I was not. My friends always ask me. It's funny because I just had my friends over 2 days ago, and they were just asking me, it's like, how do you do it with such little sleep? RD Kid, wait, RDK Diz, how are you, friend? Thank you so much for being here. Hello and welcome. So yeah, my friends always asking, how is it that I did it with such little sleep? I don't know. I don't know. I'm good with just 5 hours of sleep, but then I have to catch up on Friday. Friday's my vegging out day. So, all right. So what I'm doing, you see, I'm covering the whole thing. There's the back, and I'm covering. And now I did little slips of just cut little slips into my paper, you guys, and I'm going to fold it in. And that's going to right away take care of this little sharp edge, because it is pretty sharp. And I'm using a 16-ounce can. Now I did use the glue that I was using is just regular wood glue. If you have something like an E6000 that is going to be gluing really well to the can as well, you could use so. But the minute that you start gluing, I did leave a little extra lip to go over it right here in the front, so that way it also adhere paper to paper, so it's going to stay put. All right. All right, so I'm going to just smoothing out that glue, you guys, okay? We should also cover the bottom, and we'll do that in just a sec. But it will be, you'll be thankful with just 4 hours. Yeah, I'm a light, can't say I'm a light sleeper, because when I do sleep, I'm sound asleep. So I'm not a light sleeper. I just require less sleep. Some people too. I don't know why. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom. That part I forgot to measure. So what I'm going to do, just because it's easier, I'm going to mark it just with my nail. I know it's not the best way to kind of do it, but I'm just pressing down and making an indentation onto my paper. And what I'll do is that I'll just cut it a little bit longer, and then be able to see how much more I need to trim down. And you guys, I've had pretty good practice when it comes to cutting out circles, but also just don't forget to fold it into like a pizza slice, And then, you know, you could get your perfect kind of circle round. All right, so now I see how much more I have to cut out. There. And there. So looks like I just missed a little snip here. So there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Look, wonderful. That fits perfectly on the bottom. So let's add some glue to that. So today I woke up, you guys, and it's 12 o'clock, 12:20 now, 12:23. And to be honest with you guys, the only thing I have accomplished today, hello, my friend, Simi Simply Designs is here. How are you, Robin? And so now I'm going to just place it right on there. So today, guys, it is what? 12 something in the morning here in our day, here Eastern Standard Time. And the only thing I have accomplished, I made my bed. I made my bed. I made my bed, I made breakfast, and I put some decent clothes on myself. Not too decent, it's just black on black. Really nothing. But yeah, that's all I've done. There. Not very, very, very accomplished, but that's all we got. Oh, shoot. Don't tell me that I cut the paper. I certainly did, didn't I? You guys, I cut the paper that was supposed to go in the inside. Not very smart of me. Thankfully, we have a little bit more. You all didn't tell me. Thankfully, we have a little bit more. And we could go ahead and get some from that. Now, remember, this is going to be slightly less than what we have already done, because the inside, it's going to be, we just don't want to see that. We're using a can, but we just don't want it to look like a can. Okay, so I'm going to be marking it. Any seams? Hold on a second, guys. Just we need to see how much of this do I need. Oh, perhaps, you know what? Let's be smart about it. Let's go ahead and, there we go. And measure from the outside. That gives us a little bit of a lip. And we're going to be gluing on the white part, so that way when we're doing it, we're going to then be able to see the black part being exposed. All right, so that should do. Going to fold that and make sure that everything has glue. And using still my wood glue for this part. Just making sure that it is all has glue. And there. All right. So I have a question, you guys. What was your first, well, not your first, your best Christmas surprise? And it does not have to be a gift. It does not have to be a gift. But what was your best Christmas surprise? It could just be, you know, you didn't expect to see someone and that person came over. It could be that it was a gift. You know, you finally got the diamonds you were expecting. I'm still waiting for my diamonds. But I did get the perfume that I had that I got. So something about crystal diamonds or something like that. I forgot. It's a Versace kind of fun. It is like, you know, and I'm like, oh well, there goes my diamond. All right. Been joking around my husband. I'm like, you know, make sure it's 14 carats. All right, so now it is all covered, you guys. It is all covered. So what was the best surprise? So he did deliver the diamond, but not exactly the kind of diamond I was waiting for, honestly. I did need a perfume though. I needed a good perfume, but you know. And you guys, here's an inside joke. I'm gonna share an inside joke with you. And I'm probably putting my husband out there. Hold on, because this one is funny. So my husband usually gets me PJs. Okay? And I do appreciate them. I can appreciate my PJs. You know, this man is such a procrastinator. He's such a procrastinator. That he's the one that goes out there to go, shopping on the 24th. Always. Because he knows that I have taken care of everybody else. So then, he goes here, he goes on the 24th. And on the 24th, all you're going to find out there, you guys, is when it comes to PJs, they have already switched. And there's no more Christmas PJs. They have already switched. The stores have already switched to Valentine's Day PJs. So, for years, I don't own Christmas PJ, but I have a collection of Valentine's Day PJs because my wonderful husband goes and buys PJs on the 24th, on Christmas Eve, and, buys my PJs. So I have a collection of Valentine's Day PJs. I really do. It's just funny. It's just really funny. But yeah, that's how it goes. All right. Shh, don't tell. I wonder if he's watching, but yeah. Anyways, so this year, I do have to do kudos to him. This year, I didn't get a Valentine's Day PJs. I actually got a regular PJs, and it was blue and had flowers, and I was like, I didn't get no Valentine's Day PJs. When did you get this? So it's either he changed stores on me or he went shopping earlier, which I'm really surprised. But yeah, it's an inside joke. All right. Hi, Cindy. How are you, friend? All right, so here it is. We have covered the bottom of the can, and this is a 16-ounce can. We have covered the outside. We have covered the inside, if you could see that. So that is all well done. At least in my book. All right, so now this is going to be the busted canvas. The busted canvas. Instead of a canvas, it's going to be a can. So I'm going to put the outside is going to have these pretty flowers, which ties in well if you want to do something for like Valentine's Day, if you want to do it for spring. So it's going to tie in well. Not only that, but remember that we are doing a double-sided and all I did was fold it over, did the double-sided. So I'm going to start from my back, right where I have these two papers here that have united, come together. So I'm going to start, and that's going to be my center. So now I'm going to hug it this way, and I'm going to see. I want to see how much I need to cut. So it looks like... Now, when I do this, there's not going to be any extra lip that I'm going to give. So it's going to be the exact amount that I need to give me would that be just, not the circumference, would that be diameter? I think it might be the diameter, right? So I'm going to cut right over here. This is going to be one of the sides. And I am going to cut... Now that I cut that part, now I forgot how much I have to measure. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. And that's going to come together there. And it looks like it's going to come right up to here. I'm going to cut just a little bit longer, just in case. Just by probably like half a centimeter longer. Okay, so now that we have done this, we're going to now glue it. See that comes here. Now this is the part that is going to be bursting out. See? Hey, Anita, how are you, friend? See how I'm going to be bursting this one out? So before I start gluing, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take a pencil or a pen, something round, trying to see, not too big. I have this, but it does have an edge. It has that, it's my X-Acto knife. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on here, and on each edge, top edge, I'm going to go ahead and roll it outwards in a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to just roll it outwardly in a 45-degree angle, so it looks something like this. Okay, going to do the same thing on my other corner. So I'm going to remember, we're going to be folding it from the outside, rolling it out. Okay, so this is going to have the look of that busted canvas. Oh, you know what, friends, before I do this, I just remember I did not, oh, I'm glad I remembered. I did not cut this to size, and it is important. So actually, hold on a second. It looks like I did not cut it to size. This is only going to be covering the outside of the can. So I need to be able to cut it before I do my rolling of the edges. So that we don't work twice. All right, here we go. It looks like I'm slightly over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it while I'm here. And that way, I know exactly how much I have to cut. So what else? What other surprise did you guys have? Did you have any other surprises? Did you have any unexpected, wonderful? Oh, thank you, Debbie. Did you guys have any other surprises? I'm talking about good surprises, by the way. All right, so here it is. Now I'm going to just clean my edges. It doesn't matter if it's slightly under, meaning, hold on a second. Meaning that my, there. It doesn't matter if my, what should I call it? If my top edge is slightly undercut, that means that you just missed by a little bit. That does not matter, actually. It may work good for you, in your favor, because that way it exposes a little bit of the under paper. See that? And we're going to try to cover this up. Okay, so now we're definitely going to go back to the rolling it out. So I'm going to remember, going to do it from the outside edge on a 45-degree angle. Just on the top part of that, I'm going to roll it out. There. Do the same thing with the other side. And you guys, paper is really forgiving. Just want to let you know. So don't feel like you're going to damage. Not only that, but this paper has already been doubled. I'm going to put that down because it's my X-Acto knife. So this is my two edges are rolled in, kind of like a scroll, like the end of a scroll. Unexpected gifts, yes, that will take you back. What did you get? Now you're making me curious here. Okay, so now we're going to be gluing paper to paper. So I don't need to use any more my wood glue, or I wouldn't recommend using your hot glue, guys, simply because your hot glue is still going to give kind of like a bumpy kind of side. It's going to give you, I'm just going to leave you kind of bumps where the glue kind of sits. So instead, I'm going to just use my regular glue stick. And I'm only going to put it mainly towards the back. We'll go ahead and start seeing how much glue stick is going to need on the outside. So make sure that you check and see. I'm going to show you how I'm going to show you from the back here. So this is going to be my back side. I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to start measuring or rubbing it together. And that's going to be a hearing. Now that we have the back side glued, we're going to come here and we're only going to glue that very small part here, okay? The very tiny part in the front. So, and this is, remember that we went ahead and did this. It looks like I may need something a little bit thinner to kind of roll it out. So let me see if I could get a little small brush to just roll it out. And this gives us the same effect that that the busted canvas is going to give us. Because I missed the bus when it came to the busted canvas. All right, so the only time that I'm going to be using the glue, the hot glue, will be right here where we're meeting both corners together. And that is because I really need it to stay put, and I don't want it to be coming off. So I need just like a tiny little bit there. And there. And that's where I need it to stay put. And there it is, you guys. It kind of like reminds you, when Superman kind of rolls off his shirt like that? That's kind of reminds you of. See that? Isn't it beautiful? And look, it has the writing on this side. It has the inner part. See? It has the outer part. And even the inside of the can, the outer wall. All right. So now, remember, this is the only part right here on the bottom. Is the only part right here that it has the glue. The hot glue, that is. All right, so now we have done everything we need to do with paper. All right, so now we're gonna make it really beautiful. We have some flowers that we're going to add to that, and we're gonna have some trim up to the front, onto the top. So now it comes a beautiful part. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have and see what kind of trim is gonna come best. Before I start adding my trim, first of all, I am going to use a little bit of my wax here. Let me make sure that I have the correct one. And this is my black one. And I'm going to take just a little tiny bit. I do have my brushes, but the one that I use is really big. So I'm going to use something a little smaller because I want my, what do you call that? I want my wax to only stay on right where the very tips of where I put it. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little wax here. And this is by Dixie Belle. And I'm going to just, hold on a second. Just going to go ahead and just brush those edges. And that way we're going to basically giving it the look of, getting it dirty where it mostly should be getting dirty. Just the top part. There it is. See, it's just very lightly. And we're going to come to the edges, obviously, here on the bottom. We're going to do the same. And I'm using a brush and I'm just feathering the amount of wax that I'm adding to it on the edges. And this is in black, but of course you could use some brown. I'm just feathering the amount. I'm going to come here, right here where this two came together. And this is before we add any kind of any, what am I trying to say? Trim, any type of trim. Going to go ahead and do it right here on my edges, right where the busting part is. Kind of reminds me kind of like the look of if you're doing a shirt, like a man's shirt collar kind of thing. And there it is. I just smooth it out with my finger. All right. It's not going to be very, because that's not the look that I'm going for. I just want it to be very light. Okay. Need to put this to clean. So this is what we have thus far. Okay. JT and I got each other the e-bikes earlier this year. Oh, that's fun. And decided that will be our birthday and Christmas gift for each other this year. We really are, already have everything we need. Oh, that is so sweet. That's a really good. That's a really good. How are you liking it? Is that why you're taking all these bike trips? Sorry, guys. Otherwise, all right. So now, this is the part that becomes to me the fun part, and it also becomes the challenging part when we're adding the trim. And the reason why I say is that both the fun and challenging part, because you guys, I'll be honest with you, sometimes you could make it or break it, I guess, in my book. When it comes to your trim, you could get a really fancy trim that kind of that you think is wonderful, but it takes away so much from what you already have. Or you could get not too but good of a trim, something that doesn't really match. So to me, this is the part that it becomes the break it or make it kind of part. So I really like the pearls on the bottom. Trying to see what else are we going to add. I really want something soft in the middle. We're going to be adding a few flowers. So maybe perhaps I should just add the flowers so that I could see how much more of the trim we're going to be adding. The flowers that I'm going to be adding today are some of the solar flowers. And I thought I had a smaller one. Hold on a second. Let me reach down. All right, so I'm going to take this solar flower, which is my main one here. I am only going to, and it looks quite big, so I'm going to try to see if I trim it down. If I could just get inside. There it is. So I'm only going to take one. But because it looks quite big, you guys, I'm going to save some of the outer petals. And we're only going to use the inner petal. And this is going to be our main flower. Hold on a second. Just trying to make sure. You know what? It looks quite big. It does still look quite big. So now we're going to have to go to, where's my bin with my flowers? Hold on a second. I got to think. It's supposed to be over there. Where is my, oh, no, it's behind me. Okay. So my solar flowers did not work out, so I'm gonna try to see if I would pick some small flowers, and if not, we could also do some rolled flowers with some lace as well. So that's an idea. And as a matter of fact, I have some leftover lace from another project, so we could reuse that. Going to look for something really pretty, and that looks really pretty. Gonna use perhaps one or two of these little stems of these leftover Christmas picks, Christmas holly. And let me see if I am able to find any small flowers, something like this. And would love to find a small rose. As I said, if we don't find a small rose, we could always make it. All right, let me see. You know, you guys, if this would have been a 45 minute show, then I would have been rushing right about this minute. So thank you, Tracy, for the extra timing today. Oh, I do not find, I think I might find one. I'm not sure. It looks a little bright. I'm not really sure. All right. So that doesn't seem to work this time either. Hold on. I did find some. Let me push it down to the side. All right, let's see what we do. Let's see what we could be going to have, guys. How are you liking this? Let me know. Does this make sense? You'll let me know if it makes sense to you. This is my kind of like an attempt to do the busted canvas that was very trending about a year, a little over a year from today. Been saving this project. I saw something similar to this on Pinterest, and I've been kind of saving it, like eyeing it. All right, I'm gonna meet them right up front. Let me just cut and see up to where it looks like, up to here. So tell me, I have another question. What special things do you guys do as you end the year? And I'm talking about more or less, you know, do you guys, who makes here, who makes New Year's resolutions? Do any of you make New Year's resolutions? Look how pretty that looks, you guys, on the bottom there. Do any of you make New Year's resolutions? Going to put it also on the top part, but I also would like to add a little bit of ribbon. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I have to say, I can't say I'm big on New Year's resolution, but I do attempt to make them. But to be honest with you guys, no, this doesn't work here. But to be honest with you guys, I don't think, what can I say? I don't think it's really useful. That will be the word. All right, so I'm gonna start gluing. Now, in order for me to be able to see it on the busted canvas here, so I'm going to leave a little tiny bit hanging there, and we'll go ahead and try to add it to our little rolled up paper in just a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue the rest that I need. So yeah, do you guys do New Year's resolution? I haven't found them very useful, other than to make myself feel guilty for not doing most of it. Just drop my flowers. One of them. Let's see. So if it just rolled over. Oh, I see it. Here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue them right over here. So you guys, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have them, let me show you what I'm going to do. I am trying to come and look like they're rolled out right along with the paper. So that's all I'm trying to do here. So I'll show you in just a second, because I'm really trying to put it into place. I could cut one little pearl more. There. It's not being very cooperative. There. So then I want to show you what I did here. Oh, I gotta bring this down. Hold on. That went a little bit too high. I'll bring it just a slightly over. I want it to kind of show as if there. As if it was being rolled, like you rolled off with the paper. But the pearls were not cooperating. Okay, do you see that? See how it rolled over? See how the pearls were not cooperating here? It's like a slightly higher, but that's okay. You don't make New Year's resolution. Tell me why. Just wondering if I just kind of found the same. I really have not thought of this year. I think more than anything, I want to stay. I'm looking more of a kind of like a lifestyle change. You know what I mean? In some areas of my life. All right, so here it is. So here is our little thing. And only on the inside here, I'm going to, I'm really thinking is to add something, you know, because you gotta love the clam, but I'm not sure if this is going to be the, the project for this. I think we're going to need to leave the sequins on the other project, Christmas projects. You see that? It just doesn't seem like it is. All right, so you're gonna put this one away. Goodbye. So sorry. And since I'm in this drawer here, I'm just kind of like scavenging, looking for what would be the right part. We have this beautiful trim. Oh, I think this does it. I think it is. Let me go ahead and cut it and let me show you. Hi, Vicky. She's all the way there on YouTube, friend. Thank you for joining. By the way, guys, I was surprised to also get a phone. My oldest son, gifted me a phone. And so that I could have another device so I could go live simultaneously. See that? I think that is really pretty, you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and do this on here, and we're going to try to add a little bit of a ribbon. And I'm really, you know, it comes, I'll be honest with you guys, it comes to the part of the project that, like, I envisioned everything else except for these little parts. You know, in my head, I worked on X, Y, and Z, basically. Like, I feel that in my head, I worked on, you know, oh, the paper, I'm going to use the paper this way. I'm going to do this. But then it comes a tiny part that is like, oh, what do I do here? So what I'm going to do, just to make sure that we stay on time, because we're going to have another presenter in just about perhaps less than 5 minutes, probably like in 3 minutes, is that I'm going to go ahead and add some little bit of the leaves. Thank you, Martha. Joe Helen, how are you, friend? You use the word Diane. You know, Diane, I have done that before, and to me, it works best. I feel like a resolution, New Year's resolutions are just too much for me. Like, it feels that, you know, honestly, it feels like a bit much. Like I have too much to think about, basically. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add gonna save those on here, and perhaps instead of what I'm looking for is not the right thing, perhaps what I should do is just add something small as this. Something as small as that. Hold on a second. I'm going to remove this right now. And I know I just cut a little bit of the paper because I don't think it's working. It's not working on my, at least for me. And I'm going to add these two little doodads here. And that will look good with the pearls. Just like that. See, like they're opening there. I'll bring it up. I just have to glue them. And I think instead of doing that, if I could just remember where I placed my flowers. Hold on a second. My feathers. I didn't even think of using feathers, guys. And I'll be honest, I can't remember where I placed my feathers. Like, I know they're near me, but I can't remember where is the drawer with the feathers. Hold on a second. Okay, I have so many drawers in this place, you guys, that I can forget, honestly, like, which one is which. I can't remember. I have a drawer with feathers, you guys, and I can't remember which one it is right now. I have doilies. I wish that I could find my feathers because I thought of perhaps putting a little bit of a feather, but I do have this, and that is perhaps instead of a feather, that's what I'm going to do. You see? That's what I'm going to do. This is a little bit of a trimming. It's kind of like just tinsel. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this. I'm going to go ahead and add it on here. And then I'm going to add my two blings. And I think this is going to tie up perfectly with the colors that we're going for. I'm going to add this way. And I'm going to add this way. Add those two together. There we go. All right. So here it is. I added a little tiny bit of trim, and I think it looks perfect with the colors of the carnations on the sides. And there it is, you guys. I think here is what I ended up doing there. I wish that I could just have a little, kind of like a little feather. Thank you for sprinkling, and thank you for the New Year's. See? Yeah, I think definitely works best. Okay, so what do we do to this? What do we do? I think definitely what you are going to be using is instead of putting, you could put, I don't know, you could put it, use it to kind of add your pens. Let's just say you could do it something like this. Okay. You could also use it to add some type of flowers. So let's just say, I'm not gonna cut these, but just gonna bend them over. And there you go, guys. And of course, the bigger the can, the better it's going to look like. But this is one way that you could go ahead and recycle something, make something beautiful, for not only just Valentine's, but really for any occasion, depending on the paper flower, on the paper that you use. There is the back, and this is the paper that I got from Joann's or Michael's. I can't remember. But that could be customized according to what you have on your stash. So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed it. I love that little thing. I know it's hard to see on camera, but I love the little, just two brooches on there and a little bit of trim on here. So there it is, you rolled out, and this is my take on that whole busted canvas. So it's gonna be a can. All right, have a beautiful rest of your day. May God bless you. May God keep you. Make his face shine upon you. May God grant you his peace. May you have a blessed, blessed, blessed new year. Love you all, and thank you so much for all coming back again and again for and continue to watch and get inspired. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Adios.